Um, Motivation. Well, generally motivation comes from within. I love music, and I love entertaining people, so that's where I get most of my motivation. But every year seems to give me a little bit more motivation to do better than the last. So I would say yes, I get motivation from the years before and from the people. Well, carnival is always, the ambience is just airborne, so sometimes it's late, sometimes it's early, but yeah, usually when carnival time comes around, there's a different vibe or in the air. Album is almost complete. Just a couple more songs to be mixed. Dreams of My Reality is the album this year, and it has to do with everything that happened last year. Some of the success I've seen last year. Everything that I've wanted has been becoming a reality. So I thought the title was the best for the album, Dreams of My Reality. Yeah, actually I do. We're going to continue down the path of telling a story. But this year we're just going to take it up to another level. The props will be different. I have people coming in from Miami this year in terms of dancers and stuff like that. So I expect it to be different. Expect the energy to be a little bit higher. Expect the story and the plot to be a little bit more direct to the people and a little bit easier to understand this year. Well, you'll see. We'll see. Every year, a little crinks in the knee. And no. This year I expect to take it a little bit differently than I have in the early years. I have stopped dancing for a while, but I think it's time to bring it back this year. This year I've worked with Mastermind Productions. I've worked with Good Up. I've worked with Dangerous, King Bubba from Barbados. Who else? A producer from New York. He's actually a Dominican. His name is Banger. Pretty good kid. And that's about it. Chosen Sounds, Just Bus. Yeah, and that really completes and Large Up Come Out too. That really completes my album, the production of my album. It takes a lot. Mentally, it takes a lot because, of course, as an artist, you have to prepare yourself to go up against the best of the country, and then, of course, the people, which can be the worst critic ever. In terms of preparation for props and stuff like that, it takes a lot out of you as well, especially if you're dealing with it by yourself. For the last 2 years, myself and probably 3 other members, we've been dealing with all our props, all our presentations by ourselves, so we don't have a big elaborate team, so it's been difficult. It takes a lot on you, and not to mention the money. It's quite expensive, and sometimes you make or you break. And sometimes you don't make at all, so it takes a lot. It takes a toll. I've grown as an artist. I think I've grown in terms of accepting and embracing the people. Before, I would just go out and perform, and just perform for me. And over the years, I've learned that it's not just about what I want and what I want to sing about. It's about entertaining the people. And I've worked on the last couple of years of building that connection with people and having people understand me, because the more they understand me the more they'll accept me. So I think that's where I've grown the most. And I've also learned to know that people talk. No matter what, you could be the sweetest apple in the world. There'll be somebody in this world that don't like apples. So I saw that quote on Instagram, by the way. I know my grandmother would slap me up if I was any other way, honestly. And then at the same time too, I have kids, and I wouldn't want my sons to grow up thinking, oh, my daddy's the ish, and they have that attitude that I would have if I wasn't humble. So I try to remain humble for myself, my family, and my kids. And also, of course, people. I don't want people to get the wrong impression of me, to feel like, okay, well, he reached. So I try to interact with as much people as I can, and I try to set an example for my children.